Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome to the All Time High Show. We're going to give you guys a few minutes to join in before we start. I'm going to tell people on the Facebook that we are live.
What is wrong with this thing?
What's wrong with you?
What? Nothing's wrong with me.
Live over on YouTube.
There you go.
So yeah, you might want to skip forward a few minutes if you're watching this. It's over.
Are you gonna record this on Audacity?
I can record it there. And actually, Audacity messes up for whatever reason after 20-25 minutes of recording. I don't know why, so I'm not going to. Buenos tardes. Hello, Josel.
Where?
Saludos from Chile.
Josel?
Yes, sir. Oh, is this lagging? That's not good.
You think because I'm downloading right now?
What are you downloading?
The iOS 11.
Hopefully this is not what everyone else is seeing. Are we lagging? Is anybody there? Let's refresh it.
Alright, I just went on LTE.
Okay, I think we are. We're good.
I think it's because of that.
Internet people watching.
My internet can't handle it. 5 or 10 minutes, guys, and we will start answering your questions and going over the market.
Sam playing Goose. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Crypto Canadians.
Okay, go on to TradingView real quick.
Coinigy.
No, just go to TradingView because I have charts saved there. They're very, very good. There you go. Now you don't have to ever leave this area. Hold on. What's going on here? Oh, 'cause you're in Brave. As much as I love Brave, it always crashes. What?
Watching. Hello guys, new to the chat. I like your channel. Thank you, Dolphin. We're gonna start in just a minute or two. We are just gonna give a few minutes for people to join, and we're gonna talk about the markets.
All right. Maybe it's on Bitstamp. Alright, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just do this. Where in the hell? Oh, because we were on Bitstamp. We were never on Coinbase. There it is.
Hey Michael, what's going on, Michael? Where's everybody from? Where's everybody at? How many time zones do we have in the building here?
Yeah, it's probably getting late for some of these East Coast people as well, huh?
Yeah, we don't always stream at the best time, but we we try to provide you, with great content, no matter what day or time it is. CT, Connecticut, maybe. From Australia. See if we can pop out this chat box. How do I do that? Pop out chat. There we go. That should be better. Los Angeles. We're from Los Angeles.
Yes, we are.
What part of LA? We're in Glendale.
Well, technically, we're from Philly.
We're from Philly, but...
Yeah.
1:15 p.m. Chile, ATL.
East Coast of Australia.
Afraid to go to sleep.
Seriously, I'm always afraid to go to sleep. I wake up every morning and I'm just like... One time I woke up in a panic attack and I was like, what's the BTC price? And then I checked it and then went back to sleep because it didn't move.
I'm quite all right. I sleep fine at night. I think Bitcoin's going to the moon in due time.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to get in the lowest price possible.
Lol, nobody sleeping at night. West LA, 405.10.
Yeah.
I always, for some reason.
We're in East LA. We're near Glendale.
All right, so we have 18 people watching. Let's start with looking at what the current market cap is today. So a lot of the market came back out, or a lot of the market pulled back a little bit. So let's put this to 1 month. So we were down here at 100 billion even, and we went up to look like 137 billion or so, and now we're standing at 125. So we hit this bottom here with the Chinese FUD. Got some good news. I think it was this day right around here that Chinese exchanges would be given a little bit of extra time to shut down, and we saw a spike to $4,000 in Bitcoin price, which is about this $135 billion market cap.
For sure.
And I just think we see people taking profits. I think we'll be stuck inside of this range. It'll be important to see if we can drop below this $100 billion market cap. So this is where we previously dropped to. Previous support was also, if we pull this graph out a little bit further, that, oh, what in the world? What happened there? This 115, right around here, this $115 billion market cap, it'll be interesting to see if we drop below this. This was our previous support levels last time during our biggest peak, and it'll be interesting to see if we go back there. I am expecting to see a pullback down to these levels here. I'm going to pull up a chart here that I have. This is Dash, I do not want Dash, BTC/USDT. So taking a look at the chart, let's pull this out to the daily, and I have a couple of indicators here on here right now. So again, this was our previous low. If we zoom in right here, this was our low right around $2,800. You can see the MACD has not crossed yet, and it's still downward trending. The RSI is sort of downtrending as well. The volume's really bottomed out right here over the last day or so. Not a lot of movement, so I don't expect prices to increase anytime soon. The RSI, stochastic RSI, is also moving down on the daily. We can also pull into, let's say, 6 hours. We are oversold, I'm sorry, on the stochastic, but the MACD is just crossing. We have, looks like, more downward movement. RSI is a little low, again, little volume. If we zoom in even closer, let's go to the hourly. The MACD looks like it crossed right here, but it still looks like it's trending downwards.
What do you see the bottom at, Sam?
I see us dipping. I definitely I could foresee a double bottom here, like down at the 2,800 mark, before perhaps seeing a reversal in these charts. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us hit 28 again. We really suggest and strongly advise. So we took some profits when we were at like 4,000. We really tried to stress people in our trading group to take some money and profits out at 4,000, because we really thought we would see a lot of bouncing and movement in here. We haven't really consolidated. Like, let's pull this back out to the daily chart. We had this long consolidation period in July before we actually went back up. We just had this steep pull off here. And on the daily chart, we haven't really consolidated in an area yet. We're still trying to figure out where these levels need to rest at. Over here, we had some pretty good consolidation, after the pullback before shooting back up. I would suspect, or I would, I do expect us to fall back down, and no one can say where the exact bottom is. But that's why we suggest laddering in your orders. I think,
what was the bottom? What was the bottom of the dip? Same.
The previous dip?
No, this dip right here. Yeah, the one we just went through with the China FUD.
Yeah, 2,800 about.
Exactly 2,800.
Into a little bit shorter of a time frame to get a better estimate. The hourly shows that's 29.83, but I see a wick there. 2,900.
Hide your volume, and you could see it.
Can I just hide it?
No, not that. This right here. You just hide the volume, and then it shows exactly
2,900.
Exactly 2,900.
I do think we went lower though. I don't know if you zoom in even further. If you zoom out, let's go 5 minutes.
I don't even think. You think it'll capture that?
It was the 15th.
No, it's 2,900. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm That's exactly what I'm saying. One second, let me fix this mic. Let me see this. So I drew this nice little chart earlier today. So if you do look at our top to our bottom through the dip, there was a dip and then a nice jump back. So what I'm thinking is we'll continue dipping up until 3,500, maybe lower. I mean, I am bearish on this market. So I definitely think we're going to continue dropping.
Point out these two similarities between the previous dip and this dip.
This is the first dip right here.
Back in July. This is the middle of July.
Right. This is the hard fork FUD. Bitcoin Cash and all that jazzy stuff happened. And this is what you called a wave trend. And what it does is it pretty much analyzes whether it's either a buyer or a sell, or not really a buyer or sell. It's either a positive or a negative trend, and it kind of shows when that when it crosses. So when the prime time is to either, whether it's going down or up. Right. So and this is in the 4-hour chart, and what we're looking at is a sell and then a sell or a down up down movement, and then what we saw here was a down up and then down movement here. And then we had a continuous couple drops all the way down here, exactly what we're seeing now. And now we're seeing a nice upward movement, and then a sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. And then we have another one of these indications right here, another one of the indications. So if we look at where after the massive dip that we had sometime July 15th, we recovered, and then we're dipping, and then they dip back down again, which is only market mentality right there. And so what I tried to understand was, from what we recovered, we dipped down another 15%, and then we went to all-time highs. If we do repeat that, if we do repeat that exact same pattern that we saw in July, then what I'm predicting is this line, it'll immediately follow this line. So, and that's around the 3,500 mark if you're taking the same intervals as July. And if you look at it, it's almost identical. So I'm really am going to start putting in a lot of money, or a lot of money that I did sell out on 4,000 at the 36 or 3,500 level. And then if it dips lower, I'll put even more money. But if it does approach that 3,900 level back up again, I will go all in again. If it does look positive, if the MACD does cross, the MACD is really the indicator, and it doesn't look like it's going to cross anytime soon. It does look like it's leveling off a little bit. I really do hope so. It does level off, but yeah, that's my assessment here. And one of the other tools I like to use is a squeeze momentum. So this shows you the momentum of the market. So if you look at this here, there's still a sell-off here. And this kind of shows you exactly. It's almost decision points, right? 4-hour decision points. So there's a massive run up here. And then a small sell-off, massive run-up, and then a massive sell-off, run-up. It's almost identical, right? And the dark volume, the dark red and the dark green shows lessening buy pressure and lessening sell pressure. And from what we know right now, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like we're over with this dip. So I really, I don't really hope for this often, but I really do hope Bitcoin is going to drop soon. And there's my assessment for Bitcoin.
Something that is different here that I noticed in the daily chart. So we consolidated for a long time in July before we finally picked back up. We don't have that consolidation here. We dipped really quickly, much more quickly this time around. So a lot of noise. I think it'll take some time for us to settle out and even out at decent prices going forward. And I don't think it's the end of the bear market. In fact, the moving averages here that I have pulled up, a lot of people like to use the 721, 77-day moving averages. You can see when they all cross together, for example, in this area here, a lot of stuff goes on. That's a terrible color. They all do look like they may cross again soon, so that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. There's thoughts on Ethereum. Let's pull up Ethereum.
Yeah,
I'm very bullish.
Go ahead and ask questions away, guys, and we'll try to answer them as they come in. So anything you ask, there's not too many questions right now. So if you ask, we'll get to it.
This chart in my eyes looks really good. We have a lot of strong support in this region here. This is a chart of Ethereum against BTC.
Yeah.
And let me pull back up the MACD. MACD doesn't show us a whole lot right now. It's sort of steady, even. Low volume, but you can see on the daily, like I said, I mentioned, we have a lot of magic when these crosses here happen with the moving averages. We're getting close to that happening. We've completed like this whole full cycle right here. This whole run up here where it went really parabolic back in June, early May, June, and July. And then this period of consolidation, and there's just so much good stuff planned for Ethereum. We've talked about it a lot. I had a video on it a couple of days ago on all the key features. There is just so much planned for Ethereum. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. And I actually see it having a better end of the year as opposed to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has a lot of the FUD with China. It's got the potential hard fork in November. Meanwhile, Metropolis is occurring on Ethereum. We got Byzantium, we got Constantinople, we've got Plasma being talked about. A lot of these new ICOs are being launched off of Ethereum. There's just a lot of good news, and there's a lot of good support there in that region right there.
Yeah, look at it, going all the way back since May. There's been support.
Same levels of support around this. This is the BTC chart around the 072.
No, it's the light blue line.
065.
065.
But again, we really stress laddering in your order. So, what's the USD price right now at?
Go to ETH USD.
So right now the price of Ethereum is $263. Same thing here. We really stress just laddering in your orders. So if let's look at some of the areas of support here in this chart. Let's actually use the fib tool to help us out here. I was just seeing we can't go back that far.
Well, because you're in the 4-hour, you could go further back.
The daily.
Or the 12-hour, yeah. Oh no, I guess the USDT pairing only went down to May, and Bittrex.
But I imagine we'll find good levels.
You go to GDAX if you want.
Let's try GDAX. I don't know if we'll go any further.
Yeah, I mean, so another thing that when you are charting, you do want to use the exchange with the highest volume. And 9 times out of 10, whether it's LTC, Ether, or Bitcoin, Coinbase is usually it.
So the Fibonacci retracement tool, I can actually identify for you some pretty good key areas of support and resistance. You can see a lot of these candles bouncing off. Some of these lines here on these fib levels here, one of them being 247, so roughly the $250 mark. So you could look to ladder in some orders at, say, the $250 mark. Anything below 200 again.
Right. I mean, it looks like it looks like we might be going back to all-time highs.
156 would be like the bottom I could possibly seeing Ethereum go, but I honestly don't see it hitting that. But that would be the lowest.
Just the incentive of staking your Ethereum, that alone, I feel like, has enough value to really drive the Ethereum price. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, then eventually Ethereum's going to move to proof of stake next year when it becomes, when they move and implement Casper and Serenity. I wouldn't be surprised, though, actually, to see that be delayed till 2019, just because Ethereum is such a massive idea.
So someone asked in the comments, what's the point of looking at Ethereum? One second. Where's insert indicator? No, I want to add BTC. Okay, we're just gonna go back here. Can you type in ETH USD? Oh no, just a USD. And we'll go to Coinbase, and what we will do is we will add the BTC price. So it does look like there's some really nice correlation with BTC and ETH. You see, I do use a lot of indicators. It might not be the cleanest chart for you right now, but yeah, let me go ahead and
get rid of some of them.
Yeah, yeah. Let me make some of these invisible. We could go ahead and delete that. Yeah. So that orange line is BTC, and ETH is the regular candles here. If you see that, look, remember the flash crash, guys? That was a flash crash where it went down to $10, $15, $9 or $13. That was kind of bizarre, but yeah, it does really seem to follow that. The BTC trend, ETH and USD look exactly alike, and I mean there is some validity in that statement. But when you're considering there's two hard forks coming up, both for Ethereum and Bitcoin, the Ethereum hard fork in my mind, is the only safe one. Bitcoin, it could go either way. There's still a lot of FUD going around with SegWit2x. With a lot of people backing out of the New York consensus. So you do want to make sure that you are protecting yourselves in that matter. I don't think it's going to follow for much longer. I know it will follow for the China FUD, but during the hard fork, I think Ether will break away from Bitcoin.
I'm going back up to the top to look at some of your questions. Thoughts on the Qtum price after the swap on 10.4? So,
I know Qtum is being delisted on Liqui. That's interesting. I wonder why they did that.
So Qtum has been
you might want to change the intervals.
That I've been extremely confident in for a while now. Now, the mainnet launched somewhere around here, and unfortunately, there's the same time around the Chinese FUD, and their mainnet sort of got delayed a little bit, so the token swap won't be occurring till October 4th. But these are basically just small retail people and retail shops and merchants selling off Qtum, and people that just wanted to get in for the hype. But Qtum is a great project. They have an extremely strong team. They have a lot of announcements coming through the end of the year. You'll be able to swap your tokens on October, and just wait it out, guys. I'm telling you, this is a great project. I have not changed my stances on it. It's something that I'll be looking to hold long term, and just ride it out. Not every project, is going to give you, don't look for overnight returns. We're trying to create wealth in your portfolio, and this is one of those projects that has extreme potential in my eyes that I've done a lot of research on.
And I think Qtum if you do think China is going to ban everything or ban all the ICOs, never bring back exchanges, and they're going to keep it that way, I think Qtum's a safer bet than Neo, because Neo is based out of Hong Kong and Qtum is based out of Singapore, and China still has some influence and reach in Hong Kong, even though it is a financially independent system that they have going on there. They still have reach in Singapore, I'm not saying that, but they don't have the authority to do the things they want to do.
So yeah, I mean, this is we see a sell-off and it doesn't look great from a technical standpoint here from the Qtum chart, but I'm telling you, this is something to hold on to. This is not something to look to get rich with overnight. This is something that will add true wealth to your portfolio in the long term. This is a coin that I'm still extremely, extremely bullish on, and it has a great, great future ahead of it. Chances of major FUD on Friday. So I think we discussed a little bit of where we saw the market going. I definitely think we're trending downwards. And the weekends just classically are usually a bit of a time to sell off. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more sell off tomorrow. There's no guarantee, but certainly could see more downside in my eyes.
For sure. I mean, as a whole though, we are still very bullish on Bitcoin. It's still the king, and in my eyes, it's way better than fiat. This volatility is something that's only going to happen within, this. I want to say the volatility will start to end in 2019, where there's so many investors. The market cap is going to be very high if we continue following this trend. I really do feel like Bitcoin isn't going anywhere, and I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin.
IOTA looks all right now at its current price. I see Danny Avila asking about IOTA there. Just a couple of things to note about IOTA. I mean, it's an extremely young project with a lot of like really large expectations, and you have to be conscious of that. It's a young project. It is almost like a pipe dream. It is almost too good to be true. The prices that it's currently at are pretty good. It's been consolidating. It's not something that I would stress holding a large amount of your portfolio in. It's.
I'm really.
It only goes back to.
So what they did was,
June.
Coupled with, Bitfinex no longer going to support it.
For U.S. citizens.
For U.S. citizens is no longer going to support it, and then the security issue that they hotfixed. And the fact that everyone is behind on their roadmap, that's not very worrying to me, but it is going to be very hard to implement smart contracts when you are taking no transaction fees or any sort of gas or anything. Everything's completely free in IOTA. And I really, it's a very far-fetched idea. I really hope it does work out. I do like IOTA better than Walton Coin. How about you, Sam?
IOTA and Walton Coin are very different. I'm going to be taking a presentation on Walton next week, so I don't think it's fair to compare the two because they're not very similar. In my opinion.
They're both Internet of Things, right?
They have to both deal with the Internet of Things, but they're vastly different. And we'll talk about that in a presentation next week. Any love for Dash? Dash is one of those coins that does oftentimes have an inversely correlated.
Dash BTC.
I'm just looking at Bittrex, I guess. Bittrex is big enough. An inverse correlation to, what's it called?
Bitcoin.
Yeah. And right now, it's pretty good price, actually. Whoa. Maybe a double top forming right here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good price. Anytime there's a huge run up.
Not a good price to get in. I'm saying it's at a good price right now.
To sell.
Yeah, it looks like it's a good time to sell. It is. Let's do it.
Actually, let's look at the MACD.
This is the MACD right here.
Oh, just double click it. Yeah.
So this is the daily chart. The MACD says it's still going up, but it's overbought on both the stochastic RSI.
Shorten up the intervals, Sam.
You want to go less?
Yes, sir. Let's see.
This is the 4 hour. The 4 hour, it's
still looking strong. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that stochastic RSI.
On the 1 hour, it actually kind of is still. It just crossed, but it looks like it's crossing in the upward direction. So at the moment, it actually looks like it's still going up, but I wouldn't advise getting in. It looks like it's at a good price right now. I mean, if you're holding it, but I do see potentially more upside. And this, like I said, Bitcoin and Dash have a bit of an inverse correlation, and I do expect Bitcoin to continue to go down, and perhaps we will see Dash go back up. We are forming a double top right here, but maybe we form a double top up right here at this all-time high, which was 0.11 Bitcoin, 0.11 BTC, which I think Dash crossed the $400 mark at its all-time high. This is the $407 mark. It looks like we went up to at one point. This chart is way too zoomed out. But yeah, thoughts on Bitshares? So,
I could talk on this.
I like Bitshares.
I love Bitshares. I am a bag holder for several months. I feels like. I really hope they can step up their marketing. Ever since Dan Larimer left, I feel like they have kind of just been, going down, breaking through every single support level they had, every single Fibonacci retracement level they had. But now they have some cool things coming up in the works, like mobile wallet, a new GUI. Because if you did download Bitshares, user interface was pretty terrible, and I don't understand how huge companies and a lot of profitable companies like Liqui, Cryptopia. I don't know if Ether Delta takes a profit. I think it's decentralized, right? I'm not quite sure about Ether Delta, but they make a lot of profit, and I feel like third grader can make a better UI than some of these terrible exchanges. Just seriously, just look at this source code for Bittrex or Poloniex and just copy them. I don't think there's any shame when they obviously got the method right.
I think I know decentralized exchanges are the future. We're having all these issues with exchanges, privacy, running people out of the country.
Hackings.
Decentralized exchanges are definitely the future, and there are a couple of other ones out there. But if you read the fundamentals and learn about what they're doing, they're not going away. Decentralized exchanges will only continue to get bigger and bigger, and they're new, they're young. A lot of them face liquidity issues, the issues of being able to have enough tradable currency, but they are the future. Thoughts on the Korea bombings?
Korea bombings. All right. I can't comment on that.
No, me neither. Korea bombings. U.S. sends clear warning to North Korea with bombing drills. South Korea retaliates against North Korea.
The more conflict there is, the better Bitcoin does.
Usually, and I expect that to be true. So, Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency, as all these platforms and things are. They're all decentralized, and it really create the opportunity for freedom. And in my eyes, people will tend to use these things as a safe haven, as a way to create wealth, as a vehicle for investing, as a vehicle to transport money, as an opportunity to create wealth. And I think that in times of recessions, or if the dollar does weak, I definitely think this will do well and do good things for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin.
If another 2008 rolls around, and I know a lot of people in the crypto space are really young, and they weren't really fazed by the 2008 economic collapse. But let me just, and a lot of people from around the world that really weren't fazed by it. But here in the States, especially in finance and banking regulations and banking industries, it was catastrophic. And that's when Bitcoin really started, was in 2008. There was a need for it, and someone came up with it, Satoshi Nakamoto. And if another one of these collapses will happen, and don't believe Janet Yellen or any other treasury people or any sort of government people, another crash is going to happen. And a lot of them say, "Oh, not in my lifetime," but it's going to happen in our lifetime. Everyone always says that, but none of the problems that happened in the 2008 crash have been solved. We still have student debt loans that cannot be repaid. That I think it's over $3 trillion right now. Absurd amount of spending that we're still doing. We can't even afford to feed our poor without going into debt right now. So I definitely think BTC is around here to stay, and it has value over fiat by far.
I saw a question here that I wanted to talk. Oh, what are some of your biggest lessons in the crypto world? Hodling.
Iron hands,
Through times, like, you can zoom out these charts, and I know a lot of people probably got into the cryptocurrency scene recently, but if you just look historically, just look at where we've been and look at where we've gotten to. We are up massively on the year. Like, there's nothing to worry about. Having strong hands.
I think my favorite chart is
Hold on, I just want to pull the chat back up. I actually want to go boil some water. You can talk for a second.
I will take over the mantle here. Okay. Let me just scoot up over here. Hey, throw some noodles on for me too.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks. Info. Blockchain.info. Info.
How many meatballs do you want?
Like 3 or 4. So there's a really nice chart. Total number. Okay, let's push this out to 180. Alright, this is not the right chart at all, so I'm just gonna ignore this, and I'll link it to you guys later. But it shows that there's more and more addresses being formed in a parabolic fashion. Once I find it, I will tell you, but I can't find it right now, but we'll go back to your questions. Where did we stop off at, Sam? Lord. BTC love. IOTA is great for the community. BTC atomic swap, yeah. So Litecoin and Decred and VTC atomic swaps are great. They're fantastic. They are the future.
Scoot over because I want to pull up some links.
There. They are the future, and they are. There's just like Shapeshift. If Sam only accepts Bitcoin or Litecoin, and I have Ethereum or Decred or any of the number of thousands of altcoins, I could send him directly to his Litecoin address, and it'll transfer automatically.
So I've been studying blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. We've both been engineers since, I don't know, I got into Bitcoin around 2012.
I still am an engineer, Sam.
If you if you believe in Bitcoin like I do, there's no reason to sell. I know everyone's concerned right now. Everyone's concerned what's happening with their money, but it's not going away. I've spent my entire time learning about the blockchain technology and what it can do, and it's really revolutionary. And if you really truly believe in it, then hold on to it. Don't sell it, because I'm telling you, it's not going anywhere. No matter what anyone says, it's decentralized. It's not something any one government. If China doesn't want to be a part of it, so be it. I don't think that's going to happen. But if they don't want to be part of it, that's fine. That it's not going to ruin all that we built. Bitcoin, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency will all find a way. It is really cool stuff. It's not going anywhere. So if you truly believe in it, hold on to it. There's nothing to worry about.
I just want. This is the chart I was wanted to show you guys. Hold on. Let it load. Boy, the internet's been slow lately. So this is the chart I wanted to show you guys over here. This is the blockchain wallet users. Now, we've been invested since 2014.
I've been invested for longer than that.
So I've been day trading. I've been invested since 2013 or 2012, was it?
I've been invested since 2012.
Yeah, but I've been actively trading since 2014. Once like established channels already came up. And this is the blockchain wallet user number account. Okay, this is all time. From what blockchain.info has data on. And this is by far the most important chart you need to look at. The number of users that are flooding the market right now, the number of people that are actually learning about Bitcoin and blockchain and the blockchain community and what it can actually establish, what decentralization really means, and how it's going to revolutionize the way we do everything in this world. I think everything's going to start going decentralized, because I think it's I don't really think I just lost my train of thought. Damn. What'd you say, Sam?
I just said I'm putting the mic in the middle. So put the mic in the
middle. So yeah, everything's going to start being decentralized. You shouldn't have to trust Google. You shouldn't have to trust the government. You shouldn't have to trust any service provider. It should just happen by itself. So.
Brandon Yearwood, I've got more bags than Walmart. I want to make that a meme.
Yeah, seriously, I got.
The CIA created Bitcoin to control and track every dollar you eventually ever spend. That's why Bitcoin forever, so it will go up. I don't believe that the CIA created Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's why I use Monero.
Trump seems pro crypto. Do you think there's any connection with crypto and Steve Bannon meeting in China this week?
So Trump isn't pro crypto. Trump is
Pro crazy.
No, he's conservative and he's a capitalist. Okay, he's a capitalist. He's not a socialist. He's not more like left. He doesn't want to. He wants small businesses to thrive. And what Republicans really pride themselves on is less regulation for people. That means less regulation for the rich, less regulation for the poor. Obviously, I don't agree with all of his sentiments because, I'm an immigrant and he hates immigrants. So, but yeah, I think he is good for crypto. I definitely do believe he is good for crypto.
Did the Ethereum correction happen already? I think we pulled up some charts earlier on Ethereum. I think a lot of where it's corrected to, now that it's at a good support level. I think, for the most part, and I see a very bright future for Ethereum, especially through the end of this year and into next. What are your thoughts on Ripple?
What are your thoughts on Ripple, Sam?
I have a little bit, just because it's a hedge, not very much. I don't like it because it's not truly decentralized, and
I agree.
I don't. It's owned and run by Ripple Labs, which is a company. So yes, the currency itself, Ripple, is decentralized, but
and the fact that there's 60 billion more tokens coming into supply over the next 5 years. So they have locked away 60 billion of their tokens. They'll slowly leak it into the market, and that's inflation at its greatest. That's one of the reasons we hate fiat. Obviously, there is still a cap supply, but they could easily hard fork and discontinue their old token and issue a new one. And that's why I don't really like these centralized cryptocurrencies at all. I do like that.
It's kind of counterintuitive in my eyes.
I agree. I completely agree. If Bank of America wanted to make a coin, they could do it tomorrow. Would I invest? Probably. Just because I like money. But do I believe in it? No, not in the long term.
But I have just a very small portion, because if the banks ever do decide to pick up cryptocurrency, it would probably be Ripple. Ripple is the furthest in the lead in that case, but it's not. It's not decentralized, and that's what blockchain and cryptocurrency offers. It's not. It's just an alternative to fiat. Really,
I mean, it is. If you've ever transferred Ripple, it is one of the fastest currencies to transfer. Like, it's as fast as a credit card. If I send Sam to Ripple, he'll get it right now, and that's one of the benefits about Ripple. And I think it does have a use case of adopting initial market adoption, because it is so cheap. A lot of people in the third world country, they look at Bitcoin, they're like, what am I going to do with point? Like, I don't want to ever send anyone 0.00001 satoshis, or 1 satoshi or 2 satoshis. I think that's doesn't look appeasing to anybody who's entering the market. But if you say, hey, 1 Ripple, 19 cents or 20 cents, I think it will really bring people in. And I know there's a lot of companies out there right now that are bringing or that are using Ripple as a form of method of payment and transfer. Because I know they are trying to. What's that word, Sam?
What?
Where like you're sending things overseas.
Oh, I always forget the word for it.
I forget the. It's not arbitrage. It's.
I always forget it.
Is it remission? No. What's that word? Anyways, we can't think of vocabulary words. Any more questions, guys? We will be wrapping up shortly, so shoot your questions away, guys.
For those of you interested in joining our Moon Lounge, we have a trading signals group where we disclose what we trade, and it's really just to help you guys and walk you guys through the mentality of cryptocurrency, because it's a little bit different than your traditional stock market. It is obviously a lot more volatile, but there's a lot of money to be made, and we want to really gear you guys and get you guys in the right direction and walk you guys along the path and really create true wealth in your portfolio. There is so much freedom that can be gained by just learning about cryptocurrency, and we have a large team of researchers to help conduct reports inside of it. We provide several signals a week to you guys to keep you guys on track. We have a couple of group phone calls each month where you guys have the opportunity to ask questions that you want to ask. Both of us are there available almost 24/7 to answer just questions, and really create a good mindset. And it's really a vehicle that we want to to use to help you guys create, you know, true wealth in your portfolio, not a pump and dump. And you know, it's a really great group, and we can trust, and we fully believe it. It's second to none.
It helps you sleep at night, right?
The information that is provided in there is.
And I think one of the things that we really push is to be a good investor, you have to be an educated investor. That's what we really try to do. Every single coin on the market that's worth knowing, you know, we try to research and do our due diligence on. One of the great stories I like to talk about is Sam's 70-page Walton coin white paper reading. That's absurd. I can't believe you did that, but he did that.
Thoughts on Red Pulse? I have not read the white paper yet. I know it's not something that I can invest in here in the U.S., so I didn't take the opportunity to read the white paper myself. But if it's a good idea and you like it, go ahead, man. But I know a lot of ICOs are very risky investments, and I don't allocate any more than 5% to ICOs. They are all speculative, and they have, you know, a lot to prove. There's a lot of currencies and coins and projects that have been out there, and you should only really invest very small amounts into something that's so new, because you really can't tell, even if it does have a great idea and a team behind it, you can't tell where they're going. And, you know, don't...
For sure. Yeah.
Only invest what you can afford to lose, right? Whether it's an ICO or not, really. To only invest what you can afford to lose. But as far as Red Pulse goes, if you read the white paper and you like the idea, you've read the time, you know, that's when you invest. Berkshire Hathaway, Charlie Munger, and what's his name? Warren Buffett. Their mentality of investing, and they're one of the best investors of all time. Read the projects that you're invested in. Pick 5 to 10 instead of 40 different projects that you know nothing about, that you didn't take the time to learn and read. Read a white paper, and it'll, you know, you'll get into the habit of being more interested. You'll be able to go through a white paper more quickly. You'll have the knowledge that enables you to make wise investment choices, right. And it's just good practice.
And one of the things I wanted to add for that is these ICOs have some really wild, awesome use cases and you know, awesome concepts, but contractually they're not obligated to provide or build out their concept or idea contractually. They don't have any sort of obligation. You can't sue. You can't do anything, because it is an ICO, and they're saying, hey, this might work, fund us, and we'll try building it. Sometimes they don't even have to try. You know, they could just up and leave. So it is important that you do your research before investing in some of these ICOs, because 99% of them are going to fall flat. And you are going to lose a lot of money if you do invest in these ICOs without doing your due diligence.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that have lost money this past month. Yeah. ICOs were very hot in August, and I'm sure a lot of you had lost money. So you really have to take...
Yeah, and I think we're not saying not to take risk, right? Hedge your bets. Yeah. I mean, I have allocated a very small percentage of my portfolio, so I didn't take a big hit. It was a very small percent, like 1% of my portfolio. But yeah, I mean, I've lost some money on Mysterium, lost some money on CFI, but those were very small gambles for what I did, you know. But for what me and Sam really try to push is to understand good fundamentals of the coins, right? Understand what is actually a good coin. Like we're very early investors in Neo, Ripple, Ethereum. You were a really early investor in Monero, and those coins have succeeded. There's a lot of coins that will not succeed or get out of this dip. They will stay in that level forever.
So yeah, if you guys are interested in joining the Moon Lounge, feel free to email me at cryptosomniac@gmail.com for any questions. There's a link to it below. We have a few spots left open for October. I forget what else I was going to say. I don't know if there was.
Follow us on SoundCloud if you want to check out our previous all-time high shows, some podcasts. Of course, subscribe. Hit that little bell, and you'll know when we're going live, so you don't miss us.
Hit the thumbs up button, guys. Hit the thumbs up button. It allows other people to know that this was worth watching. And yeah, feel free to schedule one-on-one appointments with us as well. But we'd love to have you in the Moon Lounge for next month. Like I said, there's a few seats open.
And join our Facebook group. really active community, 8,000. I post in there all the time. I post charts and news articles. I'm on Twitter all day. I have a dedicated Twitter just for cryptocurrencies, and I get a lot of hot news, and I get a lot of really nice trades that I could trade off the news off of straight from Twitter. So, of course, all the links are below. So just take a look at those, guys.
All right. I think that's going to wrap it up here.
See you guys.
So thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit that thumbs up button. And we will talk to you guys all very soon. And remember, stay a crypto-somniac because the rich never sleep.